What a time to be alive. I mean, yes, look, there is an enormous amount of speculative risk-taking, but this is, and I've said this for a very long time now, is the greatest macro opportunity of all time. Yes, you can be ultra safe and just own Bitcoin and you'll do very well indeed. Or you can try and figure out how to make more money because really, you've got a tailwind. Everything goes up. When the music stops, a lot of this stuff goes to zero, but I don't blame people for playing the game. And the game of the biggest mid stuff, because that's a very big game indeed. You know, the when Ethereum started, or Solana, or Sui, or Apps, or whatever it is, right? These things are incredible wealth generating machines. Capital formation at the core is very important, and I think they understand it. But there has to be some guidelines around capital formation, or everybody scams everybody.
Right.
And we've seen that, right? If you give them a pump.fun casino, they will scam each other until they all run out of money. So yes, I think we're going to completely overhaul capital formation. And that can be for traditional assets being tokenized. You know, don't forget, when you speak to people like BlackRock, or Blackstone, even more importantly, they own all this real estate. What they want to do is they want to get individuals to invest in their funds to keep their big funds going. And so they want to tokenize. I heard Steve Schwartzman talking about this. I was at some event speaking, and he was, you know, they all want to tokenize their assets. On the other side, tokens have been very profitable for VC funds, but also it's a good way to bootstrap a business as well. So yeah, I think crypto is going to go through some changes, but the big change is the finance system has nothing in its way for adopting the technology now. They're not scared of anybody. So we're going to see a lot of innovation being built in finance now. And don't forget, Goldman, JP Morgan, they've been working on this for a decade. You know, Goldman's crypto team has been around since 2015, I think. So we're going to see that innovation. The other side is all of the brands, the cultural side of stuff, from football teams to pop stars to sporting to everything, entertainment industry, it's all coming. Can you create digital scarcity that has persistent value as an exchangeable, unlike a meme coin, which is a fungible? This is a non-fungible. Okay, that technology got battle tested by crypto to death. Brilliant. We're just doing it with meme coins now. Meme coins are what I think are going to end up being social tokens or community tokens. And we are battle testing them to death. And we will end up forcing regulation and everything else. It's pretty clever how we do this in crypto. DeFi, we've battle tested it to death. We've blown everything up. We've tested everything because there's a bunch of degens who'll do anything to make a bit of money. But what they're doing is essentially being paid to test technology. It's pretty smart.
Today in crypto, Hyperliquid has seen major net outflows amid concern over possible North Korean activity. The IDRS rebuffed a lawsuit challenging staking taxes, and Botswana's central bank said crypto is low risk and pushed for timely regulations. Hyperliquid has suffered its largest ever outflows, over 256 million in the last 30 hours to December 24th, after security experts said that North Korean hackers were trading on the crypto derivatives platform. MetMask security researcher Tay Monahan said in a December 23rd X post that the Hermit Nation's hackers had been using the platform from as early as October in a bid to test how to exploit it. The post sparked concerns about the platform, and outflows from Hyperliquid on December 23rd hit an all-time peak of 502.71 million, while inflows reached over 253.5 million. Hyperliquid said on Discord it was aware of reports circulating regarding activity by supposed DPRK addresses. There has been no DPRK exploit, or any exploit for that matter. All user funds are accounted for. North Korean hackers, such as the Lazarus Group, have stolen 1.3 billion worth of crypto in 2024, doubling last year's haul in an effort to scrape together cash for the nation, mostly cut off from the world by sanctions. The U.S. Internal Revenue Service has reaffirmed its stance that staking rewards are taxable income upon receipt, rejecting arguments from a second lawsuit filed by Joshua and Jessica Jarrett. The couple had contested that rewards from staking should be treated as property and taxed only when sold. In its response, the IRS referred to Revenue Ruling 2023-14, which mandates that staking rewards must be reported as income at their fair market value when they can be sold or exchanged. According to the tax agency, Revenue Ruling 2023-14 requires taxpayers who receive staking rewards to report the rewards as income at their fair market value upon having the ability to sell, exchange, or otherwise dispose of them. The Bank of Botswana said the country's local crypto markets remain undeveloped and categorized it as a low-risk investment. Still, the bank said that regulations should be put into place to prevent potential digital asset risks in the future. Domestically, risks emanating from crypto assets are minimal, but ongoing misconduct in the segment presents regulatory concerns. Regulators, therefore, need to develop effective oversight frameworks for the sector. In its financial stability report, the central bank said that the increasing interconnectedness of the crypto market with the rest of the financial system presents potential future systemic risks.
Yeah, I don't know how you can be a fiduciary at this point and not look at him and shake your head and say, damn it, I need a strategy.
Yeah, and you might not want to copy his strategy, but the strategy of having just it on your balance sheet is a great strategy. But don't forget, it's very difficult for many of these to do it. Look at Michael Saylor had to have some real gumption to do it because he had to fight a system. So for Microsoft to do it, you've got to fight all of the shareholders. You've got to fight the government. You've got to fight everybody who doesn't want you to do this. You know, Facebook Libra writ large. If Microsoft said, oh, we're going to stick 50 billion into Bitcoin on our balance sheet, the government's going to tap them on the shoulder and say, no, you're not.
Even this government?
No, this would be different. Well, for this asset to get from 2 trillion to 10 trillion, you need a shit ton of money. It kind of has to have adoption by major people at this stage because there's no way retail can drive Bitcoin from 2 trillion to 10 trillion. So it is the adoption way. We were just lucky because this is the first asset known to humanity where retail were first.
They can front run the institutions and the big money.
We've managed to front run all of these fuckers.
And you can still do it.
And you can still do it. You can
across the board, including Bitcoin, by the way, in my opinion.
That's right. You're still front running everybody.
So I don't know if it will happen, but you have the future president of the United States saying that he will make Bitcoin a reserve asset. Non-zero chance. You can still run that by buying Bitcoin, because if the United States central bank adds Bitcoin to the balance sheet, every central bank on the planet will be forced to do so, whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah. But, you know, in our bizarro world is when you look at the crypto Twitter, virtually nobody actually owns Bitcoin. People have some, you know, their savings, but what they actually own is everything else. Because nowadays, if Bitcoin goes from 100,000 to 250,000, we're all like, oh, find me a better asset. This is shit. I'm like, I mean, for normal people, that is the greatest asset of all. What a time to be alive. I mean, yes, look, there is an enormous amount of speculative risk-taking, but this is, and I've said this for a very long time now, is the greatest macro opportunity of all time. Yes, you can be ultra safe and just own Bitcoin and you'll do very well indeed. Or you can try and figure out how to make more money because really, you got a tailwind. Everything goes up. When the music stops, a lot of this stuff goes to zero. But I don't blame people for playing the game. And the game of the biggest mid stuff, okay, that's a very big game indeed. You know, the when Ethereum started, or Solana, or Sui, or Apps, or whatever it is, right? These things are incredible wealth-generating machines.
Retail investors are famously always late to the party, flocking to Bitcoin only when it smashes through glamorous milestones like 100,000. This Christmas, the dinner table will offer more than turkey and pudding. Expect curious relatives to test your crypto savvy and ask how to join the bull market. Are you ready for the spotlight? This festive season, your orange pill credentials are on trial. Will you dazzle with eloquent arguments on decentralization and monetary sovereignty, or crumble like a stale mince pie and just stammer? Number go up. Under the holiday spotlight? Fear not. Here are some tips to steer your family and friends through the crypto conversation. One of the first things you must do is make sure they know that any action taken is their responsibility. Inexperienced investors might mistake you for a crypto guru, but let's be honest, that's probably not the case. Chris Burnisk, partner at venture capital firm Placeholder and former blockchain products lead at RK Invest. Put it, no one knows anything for sure about markets. The only people you know for sure are lying are those who say they know for sure. When crypto markets roar in a full-blown bull run, everyone feels like the next Warren Buffett. Stay humble. Admit you don't have all the answers. Remind them not to follow your footsteps blindly like a herd of sheep. Caution is key, even in the frenzy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's keep this bull run going.